my encouragement, I've just been thinking about it too. Obviously, we're going to stand accountable, like you said, for the laws that we put forward. I mean, God says in his word that, he's going to judge the nation that sheds innocent blood, and the wrath that he brings will be the same for those that kill their children as those who turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
Or who continue to let it happen.
Yeah.
Like that's convicting for us when we're talking about, these strategies that many people want to exist side by side. Yes, let's do everything we can. Let's just throw the gamut at it, run every play, like do everything you can. And no, it has to be equal protection. It has to be abolishing abortion because it's murder, because this is what needs to happen. I think it's hard for people to see. I think those two strategies, they aren't compatible if we're talking about appeasing tyranny and opposing tyranny.
So, okay, this might help too. Don't leave yet, guys, because this is important. You just said something that totally missed it, because I thought we could address that. I'm glad you brought it up. It's perfect, because somebody asked the question, like, I don't understand what the major difference between you and Doug is at this point, because you're talking everywhere you agree, but where do you disagree? So they would say, our brothers over in Moscow at Christ Church would say, run every play. Run every play.
Yeah.
Well, we would
everything.
say,
why not?
What we would say is this, even the abominable ones, even the ones that God says are an abomination, run those plays. He says he hates them. Run those ones. So that's where we're aiming with our brothers. And we've had these conversations publicly with them, even on their own show. What we would say is you can't run the abominations. Can we at least agree on that? Like, we can't run the abominations, right? And if you look at the bill and it's partiality and unequal weights and measures, and it's acquitting the guilty, well, then we know what God calls it. So you can't run those plays. Don't run those plays, because God says it's an abomination. Does God hate it? If God on the last day would say about that bill, yeah, I hated that, can we run those plays? I'd say no, we should be prophetic. And so those are the differences, is like, I think between pragmatic and prophetic. And I think that's the key issue. So
and anything that we do that kind of operates within the framework of a court that's commanding us to disobey God is something that we don't want to do. We need to abandon it. We need to jettison it and really push for urgent obedience in this area, because that's what it comes down to. This has gone on for long enough, and it needs to end.